Hey, what the hell? What?
Yeah, I want to hit.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good for
All
now.
right, then. Well, Savage AF is the name of the show. I'm smoking a little something because this is a tough day.
It's a tough.
I'm
It's
Black
been a tough
Pedro.
weekend. What's going on? This is Shang. Hey, everybody that's in the feed. What's happening? What's popping? What's crackulating? Is
Fuck
that
your
old
feelings.
school? Is that
Fuck
old
your
school?
feelings. Facts matter. That's what it is.
That is facts.
That's the motto of the show. We're here for you guys live on YouTube and Facebook at the same damn time. Mondays through Fridays at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's easy, class. Come on, Damani, take a hit, dog.
No. It is easy, but it's not as easy as people think it is, but it is easier than it is easy. So I don't know if what I just made sense, but I don't make a lot of sense half the time. But you have to make sure you check us out 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Eastern Standard Time. Check us out.
6 p.m. for East. I don't know what you do in Chicago. I can't keep time like
but
that.
Make sure that not only do you check out the show. I don't know why you can't just get that through your fucking thick skulls. Did I get a little too aggressive?
Well, no, man. I just know what it is because it's like we're here for you live 5 days a week, and if you miss us live, it's like, what kind of crack junkie are you? I mean, get your fucking life together. So, but you can get clean. We can detox you on our YouTube page. And we have all the episodes archived there. So you can youtube.com/C/SavageAF World, all one word.
Right.
And when you go there, tap in.
Click the bell. And you know what? Give us some thumbs up, because if you give us some thumbs up, it can maybe stop you from sucking dick for meth behind Starbucks.
Right.
Okay, so if you just give us the thumbs up and follows, then you can change your life around, and you won't have to, as I said, get the grand latte dick behind the Starbucks. We don't want you to do that. Not that any of you do that.
No. And everybody's here. We have all our non-cocksuckers back here.
Right. All of y'all, nobody here. Well, some people here probably have.
I mean, but
but not yet. But we don't want to get into your personal. But I'm just saying, make sure that you do that. Make sure that you follow up with that. Okay. And also, we're on Facebook, our Meta World, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Face Meta Book World.
Face. It's Savage A. Dot
F
dot.
There's 2 dots.
Savage A. F. Dot. So make sure that we got a lot of people in the feed.
Let's see, Rhonda there, Nicole's here, Maya's here. Serious Jest, what up, yo? Who else we got? Yanni's in the building. Edo Numo, part 4 for y'all. Okay. Pam Knox be knocking. Damani Jones.
What up, though, Miranda? No other Miranda.
No other Miranda. No,
Nicole,
what up, though?
H.
Facebook user.
I don't know if we should say Gatlin. Evelyn. We should say Evelyn, because Gatlin right now is scary word.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, man. So speaking of scary words, we're about to say something for the next 45 minutes or so. Savage AF, fuck your feelings, facts matter. Let's get into today's show with your daily run-up. We are the kind of show that will run up on your ass, so we don't run things down for you.
Yeah.
So basically, I think that we're going to end with a Black Pedro pop into a Shangry.
It's going to be like
we're going to wrap a Shangry around a
right. It's a mashup.
Because separately, we both had the same, in the same space.
Got the same
and had the same topic. So you're gonna end with the first ever mega topic, the Shangry Black Pedro merger. It's a Shangry popping to let you know what's popping. And and we're gonna save it for you guys, just as a cliffhanger. Dum dum dum. But before we get into that, a topic we got on last time that we didn't quite have all the information. At least I didn't at the time, and I don't think any of us really did. Uh, but more details about, say his name, Jayland Walker, and he was unarmed. So let's now, because there were some questions. Well, like, what if he was armed? But at the time he was shot, he was unarmed. Let's talk about it. But speaking of shootings, how,
I
how
mean,
do
it's
we?
like we can't go
How do
3 days.
How
3 days,
do
niggas. Yeah. Oh no, that's a bit. I just did a bit about that. Every time you jack off, you guys sing that song.
There you go. Oh, that ruins
They
it.
say goodbye to what?
That's the new abortion anthem.
That's the abortion anthem.
Yes, a Pangry or a Shangry we're going to end with today. But before we get into that, we will start off today with a question. Gunfire works? 4th of July shooting in Highland Park, Illinois. 7 people have now been officially named dead and 39 injured, 9 of which are still in the hospital, last I heard before we came on.
Right.
So, yeah, this is a 22-year-old. Okay, so this is one for me. You know, we don't like to glorify the shooters and nothing like that, but like this is one where you got to get on the family, because he got a lying ass uncle out here now. There was no signs this hit. You could never have seen this coming. We found out today that this jackhole shooter, white male, skinny piece of shit, dressed like a woman so he could blend into the crowd, shot from a rooftop. But back in 2019, there was an incident in which his own family called the police because, sorry, he was claiming he was gonna kill everybody in the house, and he had like 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword, all of which were confiscated from him. So how the fuck does he then go after that incident between 2020 and 2021, purchase 5 guns that he never had before?
All right, and not only that, did they know that he was a nutty buddy and definitely ate ate bird poop off of shelves, which a lot of people don't know. You ain't supposed to do that. Apparently,
I know it looks good, but it's
I know it looks like, hey, that looks like that might be like whipped cream or ice cream, and it's crunchy, and then you
pudding?
eat it. That yeah. So, but the bottom line is, not only did they know that, they knew that he had a tendency for violence. They knew that he was prone to snap and go above and beyond. So this is not some new. Yeah, exactly. It's not like they didn't know.
Ito says the signs are always there.
Yeah.
I mean, when I finally saw a picture of this dude, I was like, how did you not fucking know this guy was the shit? How did nobody in town know this motherfucker was the shooter?
Nobody
this motherfucker, knew. if you could ever, what was it, Minority Report, pre-crime some shit, it's this motherfucker. Like, no, bro, you look like you up to something. Do you own guns? Let me see you. Apparently his social media too was a big telltale, where he had graphic language songs as well as illustrations depicting shootouts with the cops and him laying in a pool of blood, which, by the way, he did not end up in. And he fled the scene. And yes, I think 8 hours later was caught after driving almost to Wisconsin, or he did drive to Wisconsin, and then
he almost got out of there. And this is the wild shit. I want to ask the people in the feed what you think. Doesn't it seem like there's been situation after situation where they kind of knew the motherfucker was a nutty buddy? The social media, they showed that he was a nutty buddy, which social media and Facebook and all that don't even fucking check on these motherfuckers that's showing shit like this. Shouldn't they? We want red flag laws. If this is not an example of red flag laws, what the fuck is?
So I think, if I heard it correctly at this press conference today, that the red flag laws that Illinois has now weren't in place in 2019. Although the state troopers were notified by the local police of this incident, and and the state police oversee I think they called it a FOID card. That is a necessity in order to acquire guns legally in Illinois. You need this special card and the state police are the ones who put it out. So it seems like there were some dots that could be connected.
Right.
But Yanni says there's a repetitive theme in these thousands of mass shootings: white, psychopath, Republican, legal firearms captured alive. Play it again, Sam. Pam Knox earlier said a white boy stole a cow and blew it up with fireworks outside of Seattle. He's the next mass shooter. I mean, if you see something, say something. God damn
Put
it.
it this way: if you notice all of the cats in the neighborhood are missing, and this nigga, all you hear is meows coming from this nigga's house, maybe he's the one. I mean, anybody like I know, like even with my son, I thought I gotta watch this motherfucker. And I can't my son because I thought he looked like he gonna like hurt animals, like really like quit choking. Like he'll reach in and choke a goldfish, like
just a little pinch. All it takes
and the goldfish is like, get this nigga off me, get this nigga off me. Then the goldfish gotta hide in the fucking castle, the little castle in the goldfish, because he don't trust. Every time he put his face in the fish tank, I got it, a little crazy. So not that I condone it. I say don't do that. But like when he get old enough to buy an AR, what can I do? I'm like, hey nigga, fuck that goldfish, choke him. But I'm gonna tell you,
you gotta snitch. You gotta snitch.
I'm gonna snitch on him. I'm gonna call up the police. Hey police, yeah, my son is choking goldfish again. But yeah,
now there's a lot of us who are responsible gun owners out here.
Well, not you, Pedro.
Now you know me. I'm wild
boy, right there.
AJ said he picked up his CZ Scorpion today. Even though there was another mass shooting, he said, "I'm of color. They shouldn't be worried." Yeah, it's usually not us in that situation. Although in Chicago, in a different way that gun violence does affect our community very specifically, I believe there were 7 different shootings and 8 killed. So the gun violence is a problem in the Black community, but not in this way that we're talking about right now, which is from a rooftop.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, in these shootings recently, I just pulled it up on the. By the way, sometimes I'm doing research as we're going. People, was actually this motherfucker. It wasn't this. Luckily, this time it wasn't all Black folks in Chicago shooting motherfuckers. It was this motherfucker right here. I don't even want to put his name out there, and it wasn't just him. It was him and a bunch of other motherfuckers that decided to be corny motherfuckers that don't got no hands, don't want to get a bloody nose. They don't want to get any. I don't want to get any static. But have you noticed that? I agree with you, Yanni. It's been this kind of the same pattern over and over again. Disgruntled white Republican. Other than these shootings, these are the 6 that conspired in Chicago area with shooting. So it wasn't Black folks going crazy all the time. Apparently these motherfuckers, and I don't think none of these people look white. I don't think they're So
but in general, in the ghettos of America,
yes,
across the land, there's another different type of gun violence. But this is motherfucker hearing voices in his head, kill 4 people, stab everybody in the house. So he's got this uncle out there who's like, yeah, we have no idea. I'm like, well, that now we've just blown all that up, because in 2019 the cops were involved and confiscated a sword of all things.
Yeah. I mean, this is what is he, the last samurai? What the fuck? Who gonna fight you with a sword? But obviously, you want to do something crazy if you got a sword. But it fucked up my whole thought process for turning. January 4th is supposed to be party time. Yeah, woo, America. Yeah, but it's not. You're supposed to get your party on and have a good time. That's what it's supposed to be. But it's not no more. It's now wait for people at a parade and shoot them. I saw some of the people talking about it too, Pedro. They said,
"Oh yeah, man, it's crazy." Yeah, like, and the other thing is like it's I've actually been to this town, Highland Park. It's outside of Chicago, and one of my mom's lifelong friends, her and her family lived there for a while, and she had sons that were like my age. So, you know, I've known these guys since we were, you know, 10, 11 years old or something. And, you know, they have people that they know that grew up there, and, you know, they're trying to make sure people are all right. And, you know, none of them are there anymore. But, you know, still, it's like, this is like, you know,
It's a very
a nice
affluent.
suburb. Yeah,
It's a
affluent
very
suburb.
affluent. It's a very affluent neighborhood. Very nice. And Maya Baker, yes, if you got 3 swords, something's the fuck wrong with you, right?
Maya Katana Baker.
Yeah, I know. So what do? Like, if you drop one sword and the person's coming through the house, you got another one hidden. It falls from the top of the door. You stab him. I mean, what? Excuse me, you watch a little too much John Wick.
She'll just be laying back, like, what'd you say? Slink.
Yeah. I mean, January. Yes, I agree. January 4th.
July 4th.
July 4th, not January 4th. Because we know what was happening January 4th. They were conspiring to attack the Capitol January 6th. But this dude definitely planned it. This dude definitely was obviously a nutty buddy, but they knew he was a nutty buddy. The people that were killed, some of the people that were injured, they were talking to this dude, Pedro, and he said he threw his son in a dumpster.
Yeah, man, to protect
him. And
then
went back
to go find the rest of it.
But the police in Valdi couldn't run in with body armor and guns and everything. But this dude threw his son. Like, I mean, that's some.
You know, and this is like worst case scenario too, I think, for any of these mass shootings where it's like 4th of July. So, you know, there's a marching band there. So people at first couldn't tell if it was like the drum roll or fireworks, you know, setting off the parade or whatever, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden the fucking fire department and police start rushing down the block.
Yeah.
You know, even with people in it, they're like, and, you know, and then finally people can realize, oh shit, it's a shooter. It's not the band. It's not. Yeah. So, you know, the level of confusion must have been, you know, beyond.
Well,
what we imagine in any other situation.
That's like if we was in a comedy club, Pedro's on stage, he says some jokes, and all of a sudden you get a big laugh, and then all of a sudden, pop, 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 and it's like you're confused. You're like, what's going on? And then they realize it was just motherfuckers were so happy with the joke he said, they start shooting in the air. I've had that happen many times. I don't want y'all to think that, you know, I condone that, but it does make you feel good as a comic when motherfuckers just start busting off. Like, hey, you are fucking funny, dude. I don't know why I made it a Mexican sounding voice. That's racist. I want y'all to know Savage AF does not condone racism, but sometimes we embrace it.
There you go.
Yeah. Wow, we got a lot of people in the feed saying a lot of stuff to each other and say, let me see what AJ Finn, he was part of some crazy terrorist type group. Highland Park is closer to Wisconsin than it is Chicago. They're not even the same county. So Evelyn,
I went there when I was really young. So
yeah,
it was on our trip to Chicago. So I just always associated it. I mean, I don't know what right outside means, but you know, it's in between Chicago and
right. And you don't really have to geographically check us. Okay. Okay.
I mean, I'll Google map the fuck out this show.
Okay. So you need to, first off, you need to check your tone.
Yeah. Slow down, Magellan. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse us, fucking Columbus.
Okay.
You're gonna tell me what's what and what's there where? Shut your mouth.
Savage out there, man. Shit.
All right, but no, Ito says it was actually a Japanese group called Run and Gun. Oh, the irony that thankfully this group don't carry guns. It's just like, it just seems like, and y'all can check me if I'm wrong. Don't it seem like at least 3 days go by and then some shit pop off? It doesn't seem like it's gone past 3 days. It seems like we haven't had a week off.
I think I need the white community, honestly, to really wake up about some of these kids, some of your sons, most specifically, right? Like, because some of the descriptions that were reported from like some of his high school classmates, they were like, well, yeah, he was quiet, kept to himself, didn't talk much. But, you know, sometimes he could be, you know, sweet and you know, kind of joyful. I'm like, okay, So he's bipolar, fucking kept to himself. Like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, watch these motherfuckers, dog.
Yeah,
Like,
wait a minute.
that
You know
sounds
what?
like every fucking shooter.
He was joyous. He was, he was generous. And then the next minute,
sometimes he burned pigeons.
He was over there with kerosene, setting on bunnies on fire. And why would you kill a bunny unless you were hungry and you were stuck out in the woods?
Yeah,
that's the only time I would kill it. That's acceptable, but not when you're in the pet store. I think that's my line. I think that this dude obviously had mental issues, but the thing is, I'm going back to, and this is the first thing I thought, and I don't know what the fuck y'all thought. I'm gonna tell you what I thought. I thought if after this, the motherfuckers don't put these red flag laws in effect pertaining to social media, if you see something crazy on a fucking thing about murder, death, kill, I'm laying in a pool of blood, I'm rubbing my balls with blood, I jack off to chicken blood, any crazy shit like that, like, oh,
you like
jacking
blood.
Yeah,
hold the steak, just give me the blood.
Yeah, anytime that you should flag, because if you can fucking take my shit down, because I said somebody need to get their ass beat from the January 6th, I lose 110,000 fucking Twitter followers because y'all bitches want to check me, but you don't check Crazy Town over here that's jacking his dick with puppy blood. What about that motherfucker?
That's why I'm really on this kid's family, man. Like, where the fuck were y'all? You know the motherfucker already had ideations. Oh, first of all, there was a suicide attempt that was also reported. Then the incident where he wanted to again sue his whole family, and then
it dices, it slices. What the fuck?
And then so how does his family allow him? How are you not? What kind of conversations are you? Like, literally, his uncle was like, "Yeah, last time I saw him, I said hi to him, and he said hi back." And then when I left, I said bye to him, and he said bye back, and that was standard procedure. I'm like, great. So it sounds like you really take the time to get to know your fucking nephew, idiot.
Right.
Like, yeah, hi.
And, and now he was sharpening a knife at the time and loading a clip, but I didn't think that was unusual.
It wasn't an normal amount of blood, so I mean,
so I don't know. I mean, I know everybody knows that he jacks his dick with blood, but I mean,
yeah.
What's the big deal? It's like, obviously it is a big deal. And I agree. See, this makes it racial. I don't want to make it racial, but I got to. You're right. It just seems like white people can't handle pressure. Like, whatever's going on in their life, they snap and they go, you know what? Kill yourself. Don't kill a whole bunch of people. I don't condone suicide. I'm not saying do that. But if you really feel that way, like, I don't need to be on this planet no more. Now, I haven't felt that way ever. Okay. But don't kill. There were little kids at this fucking parade. I think
I think some of the people in the hospital range from like ages 14 to 80 or so.
Yeah, it was young. There was some young people. And I just feel like, yo, man, like, if anything.
But yeah, there were babies out there, and
babies,
like,
right?
The kid in the dumpster, he was 3.
Oh shit!
He put a 3-year-old in the dumpster so
because they were the guy explained it popping off, and it was he thought he'd be safer in the dumpster than running with him.
I mean,
that's crazy. That's what I'm saying, is America's gone crazy. Other countries don't have it. I know people think, well, other countries, third world countries, they're doing this shit all the time. No, they're not. It's just America. Shit, yeah.
Well, AJ Fitz said he's not going out in crowds anymore, man. Or maybe like black-only events, which could end up being targets themselves too. But I certainly feel that sentiment. But part of my life, I just have to go out there, and the other part of me doesn't want to let these motherfuckers, take that away from us. But that being said, I do think differently when I'm out. Like, the other day I was at a movie theater and I was sitting there watching a movie, and I usually sit up in the back row, and I was thinking like, if a shooter came in right now, and this is like halfway through the movie, it's just like
your mind went away from
it was like I think it was like Top Gun. So I was in like military mode, and I was like, well, how would I get out of this situation, soldier? You know what I mean?
Okay. I'm gonna let y'all know, Pedro is a little crazy, because when I watched the movie, I wasn't thinking, just in case. Get out of here.
Well, no, I mean, movie theaters have been shut.
I was watching the planes do the fucking thing.
If you could tell me where the next mass shooting is going to be, I won't go there, and then
I
I'll
will
be fine
avoid that.
wherever I do go. You know what I'm saying?
But
But the fact that we don't know where the next one's going to be, I kind of think differently when I'm out now. Just about
that's fucked up. That
exits and coverage,
the exits and coverage.
I'm like, I'd
but
flip
if you
this
sit
table.
way in the back, but if you sit up close, you're the first one to get popped.
Yeah.
If you sit in the back, at least you got some maneuvering. You can maneuver. Yeah. But I mean, I didn't think it when me and my son went to see what's it, the Top Gun, Maverick. I didn't sit there and go.
You get on mission status.
And then I got to point to him. I need you to go like that. I got to point that. Every dude go.
I never know what those hands mean.
I never knew what they meant. I thought this meant, hey, I'm dancing. So the main thing is with everybody in the feed, you do have to keep your head on a swivel. And I agree with, because I do that. I do that now, even at comedy clubs. The reason that I started keeping my head on a swivel comedy clubs because I saw so many comics get smacked up, people attacking the comics, people starting shit. I was at the Laugh Factory Long Beach. Dude got mad at a Trump joke and started walking towards me. Luckily, security got on him before that. But even if he didn't, the way the stage is set up, I would have definitely gave him all this Adidas to the grill. he would have, you know,
all the stripes,
all the my Adidas, nigga. I mean, you got to keep your head on a swivel anyway. But now you got to look for mass shooters. You can't even go to a fucking parade. You can't go to a store because in Milwaukee, that was people shopping, right? Just going shopping to get some food. You can't go to a movie theater because apparently it started back with The Dark Knight. That was the first time that full blown. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think so. In a movie theater like that, yeah.
Yeah, Dark Knight in Colorado. You got to think there's a lot of places that make you a little bit more suspicious.
Nicole H said the next shooting is at a mall. She's a resident Negro Damas. You got to tell us which mall, sis. Come on.
Yeah, don't be like.
But that's why I don't go to malls anymore.
If you know what mall it is, you're just gonna like, yeah. Why don't you and Pedro go past there? They got to sell on Nikes. No. I mean, the end of the day, before we go on to the next topic, I want to say that obviously we need. The reason I said it 3 times now, I'm gonna say it 4 times. Social media has to be more responsible for people that are fucking nutty buddies like this. If you see a motherfucker biting a pigeon's head off, chances are the motherfucker has no like problem shooting up shit. So I think that we need to implement it even more and make sure you have someone siphoning through it because I was mad about my Twitter going down, but they said I condone violence. But I was just making a comment on violence with violence. So in turn, now I get it. Or you get flagged on IG. Me and Godfrey were on there one time and we got flagged. And you see the screen literally go down like this. Like, so I get it. So if they can monitor all these black folks on Black Twitter and all this other shit and dropping, why can't they monitor these nutty buddies that are absolutely these crayon eaters? Why can't we monitor them? They monitor the shit out of us. They can call us when they want bills. They can call us when they need money, but they can't monitor nutty buddies on fucking social media.
This is how nutty buddy he was. He dressed as a woman as a disguise so he could blend into the crowd. But from his rooftop position, he left the rifle that he used. So, and he fired like 70 shots and then left the rifle, the one that he bought legally. So it's like it's attached to your name, you know, it has a serial number that's how they were able to identify him. So it just seems weird to like go through the, elaborate, scheme of dressing in disguise, but then leaving behind a major piece of evidence.
Maybe that's what he wanted to do anyway. Maybe he wanted to dress as a woman and said, I want to dress as a woman and do some shooting today. But at the end of the day, he was white, wasn't he?
Oh, he still is.
Oh,
ain't nothing changed.
Ain't nothing changed.
And his family, though, I have serious questions for them. Like what the fuck? Like he wanted to stab y'all.
Yeah.
And none of them filed a complaint, so that's why no police action. was incurred against him. So that was
Well, I
another
haven't
way.
filed a complaint on you yet, and
Well, you know, I thought we worked that out, dog. I
I
was
mean,
drunk.
I'm just
I was
saying.
drunk.
I was just saying. And there was this guy that was banging on his car, and he was like, "I'm going to go back and drive him, run him over." And
no, man. Pam Knox said she officially has 8 months left in America. She's out. Well, that's one solution, but God damn it.
Well, after the 2022 election, that's where I'm like, ugh, because I know what's going to happen, and I know what's going to happen in 2024. They're not going to get Trump on any of this shit. He's going to end up winning the primary, then he's going to win the fucking general. He's going to win the general. I just think that his followers are too rabid. They're too psychotic, and they are. A lot of them are psychos. A lot of them are absolutely psychos. 46% of the country likes this motherfucker, and even though he said, nah, you know, keep the gun. I want him to keep the guns. Come up to the Capitol. So you got to think with that kind of thing out there brewing with 46% of the people. I'm not as surprised that this dude lost his cookies and decided to kill a bunch of people at a parade, or the people that do that, or the guy in Vegas. They said that the one, remember the Vegas shooting? What was it, 50, 90 some people? And he went full ham. Another white, disgruntled white male.
From a elevated position too, which is just like
some military shit.
It's picking off motherfuckers. Yeah, it's crazy.
This adverb is not the mother. Wow.
Yeah, well, you know, preach if you want to. But Pam Knox, it seems like you can't go. You got too many fans here, girl. Plus, we can't just give the country to these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? to the Trumpty Dumpty ears, because like then, you know, it'll be a bunch of real dickheads with their fingers on buttons that they shouldn't be touching.
Roxbury said maybe he felt pretty.
The shooter, yeah, he's
pretty crazy.
Going through his Silence of the Lambs.
Pretty nutty. And if you put the lotion on, I mean, it's like these motherfuckers. Like what we need to do. We're gonna definitely move on, but what we need to do is we need more psychological fucking treatment for white males, because apparently, even though we have to live being people of color have to live with the stress of racism, separatism. All of the isms that you can think of. And we still finish the day. I think the Dave Chappelle thing is hilarious, where he said, this motherfucker, you know, went through all this shit and he still works in Foot Locker. Like he still, like he didn't flip the fuck out. He didn't fail in every way you can in life, but he still keeps it moving. He didn't come back to Foot Locker and go, fuck it. Everybody's getting ventilated.
Yeah.
But Trump supporters were marching this weekend. Oh, really?
Well, speaking of marching, man, let's bounce to the next topic, because as you talk about the stresses of racism, this is like the biggest one for us, right? Say his name, Jayland Walker, the young man who was shot, it appears, about 60 times. 25-year-old DoorDash deliverer or courier, and he. Apparently, there was a police chase. He fled on foot and was shot by 8 different officers about 60 times. He was shot at 90 times. So there was this question about initially the police said that, you know, he had a gun fired at them, and, they had to do the standard procedure for somebody with a gun. Now they've come out officially and said that he was unarmed when he was shot. But what the police are saying is that there was a gun found like on his front seat, and they showed some footage that to them said was a muzzle flash out the car.
Which I don't believe.
But that being said, they did officially admit that he was unarmed when he was shot, but allegedly reached toward his waist, and, blah, blah, blah. So
that's what we got to say with everything. Blah, 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 blah.
That same old story.
It's same old shit, same old bullshit. Let me tell you something, you motherfucking cops, you bitch ass cops, you punk ass cops, you punk bitch, fuck boy, never got no pussy. So you got, became a cop so you go around, boss people around, bitch, fuck, hate you, dick, die, hate, murder, smelly shit. Every time with us, you have to go above and beyond. 60 fucking bullets. You shot 90 times. I mean,
Ronald's asking why haven't they released the video of it being a traffic stop? Yeah, I'm sure we have not seen everything from this case. Absolutely. But of course, it also highlights that ultimate contrast for us, as Yanni points out: white man shooter alive, young unarmed black man perforated. So, uh, you know, um, especially these things happening a week apart, where Jayland was shot, I believe, last Monday, and then the shooting was just yesterday. Sorry, in Illinois with a white guy. But yeah, so I think there was somebody who had, and it wasn't a name that I recognized as a regular, but somebody asked, like, what if you found out he was armed or whatever? Well, now we know that at the time he was executed, he was not armed.
He was not armed. And
so that's out the window.
You know how many situations, everybody knows this, but on and on and on. You notice how many situations where they say that he was armed, he was aggressive, he was this, and then you find out later he was like, oh, he was eating cotton candy. He was eating some cotton candy. The cotton candy looked pretty sharp on the edges. I was scared as a cop. If anything, it says about cops, you some bitches. You can't handle no pressure. You shouldn't be a cop. You know what you should sell? You should sell yogurt at Yogurt City because you're a bitch. Because everything about a black male freaks you the fuck out, and you feel like you got to go 0 to 60 on some shooting. Speaking of 0 to 60, 0 to 60 bullets in this man. There was no other way to fucking handle that? Of course not.
Yeah, and Pam Knox says I think some police got shot in Philly too. Yeah, there was a shooting in Philly, but not like this. This was the plotted for a while. Obviously had issues in terms of the 4th of July shooter in Highland Park, Illinois. They're on live with a press conference now. Looks like he's getting 7 counts of first-degree murder charge. So they're going to charge the Illinois shooter.
And you know what? And you know what?
Which is better than 60 bullets.
Wow. Yeah.
I think even though 7 counts of
murder
is tough.
I'm a Libra, so let me see.
Balance the scales.
Yeah, I think so. It's bullshit. Everybody knows that the bottom line is they always feel like they got to give us aftermarket holes in our fucking face. Whereas white people can just do the most heinous shit. They can ride around with a white girl's skull taped to their dick and walk around and nobody says shit. They go, he likes to get head. That's just the way he rolls. And it's like they're allowed to just do whatever the fuck they want to do. Proof, like you said, 60 bullets or, hey, take him straight to the fucking courthouse. But 7 counts. But it should be 7 counts. Shouldn't it be attempted murders too? Shouldn't he get counts for attempted murder too?
Yeah, I haven't heard any of it, so I don't know what else he may be charged with. I'm sure there'll be other stuff, but in terms of what is being highlighted on the screen that I can read, they're saying 7 counts of first-degree murder. Ronald Ewan Humphrey says Walker shooting, the Jayland Walker shooting that is, was in retaliation for black kids that got off for killing some white pranksters with water guns that pulled up on them. I'm not familiar with that story.
I had heard about it, but I'm not as detailed on it. But
I definitely would like to hear more about that because we know how we know how some of these departments operate, man. Some of these officers operate. They are vindictive and emotionally unstable motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole bunch of bullshit cops out there. So,
but there's obviously cops. A lot of cops. And if there's any cops watching that show, I'm talking to you, bitch. Do your fucking job, and your job. If you can't handle the pressure of your job, because they always go back. Well, it's a tough job being a cop, and if then you can't handle it, then don't do it. People like yogurt. Go sell yogurt. Go sell yogurt.
Go get yogurt, bro.
Yeah, mango. They got mango flavor. I'm sure that you deal with mango or pineapple. You little bitches. Y'all got a lot of bitch in your chest. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't scare the shit out of me being a cop, but if I'm not scared, I wouldn't be a cop. I'd sell yogurt.
Nicole A says surprised they didn't get him Chick-fil-A. Well, you know, this wasn't if he had just targeted black people, he definitely would have gotten.
He would have definitely got a meal.
The double biscuit meal, yeah.
Because Dylan Roof, you know, they were like, he looks really hungry.
You know, after a long day of
hey guys, what do you think? Burger King or what do you think? Burger King win?
Let's get one of those crowns too.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, give him the toy. Yeah, he likes the toy. I mean, this is the thing is, we know the double standard and the hypocrisy of the fucking justice system. We got it. We live with it. I think Pedro. I'm pretty sure Pedro knows that if we're going to do a gig, and we're driving fast because Pedro drives really fast, and he was lucky enough to get off that last time, that there's a chance that even if the cops pulled us over, something could happen. We always have to worry about that instead of just a ticket, pay the ticket, or do community service. Or like I had to do 89 hours of community service for speeding. So, and he knows that's why I drive like a granny compared to him. I'm like, hey, we're gonna make a left. Go put my hand out the window. Whereas he just turns on the side of it on two wheels, like, yeah, I'm gonna make this quick.
And if they pull me over, I'm like, I went to Princeton, you swine.
You swine, get away from me.
Can't afford my time, young man. Move along.
Dirty.
I said good day.
Good day. Good day, dirty cracker.
I've never said that to a cop, by the way.
No, I've said
not out loud.
Not out loud. But in my mind, I'm saying crack it all day.
Miss Aver points out it was a holiday, so Chick-fil-A was closed. So that's probably why he didn't get it. Thank you. So yeah, man. Obviously, more is gonna unfold, like I was saying earlier, with the Jayland Walker case. But there's more video to be seen, I'm sure. A lot of questions to be answered if any of what the cops are saying are true about him having a gun. Or
Pedro, do you believe him?
Well, no, I mean, they've already sort of been inaccurate, I'd say, in their sort of opening statements about what happened, or misleading to be as kind as possible in terms of,
Well, are you being kind on a show called Savage as Fuck?
Well, no, I mean,
change up your tone, motherfucker.
Well, it's like, I believe if you listen to what they said, it's one of those things where it's like not a lie, but also not true. It's like, it's like he had a gun, so we had to shoot him. It's like, all right, if he had a gun, now you're admitting it was in the car and not on him when you shot him.
So when he reached for his waist, you said.
But at first you said he had a gun, so he had a gun technically, maybe in the car, but not when he got shot.
He didn't. Yeah, not when he got shot.
No. So it's a lie by omission, really.
Well, we know that the cops.
Yanni broke it down. He's like, it's called a cover-up, Pedro. Okay. A duvet of sorts.
It's like I ain't gonna give another props to Chappelle, but it's just like, yeah, sprinkle crack on him. Like,
let's get out of here.
Yeah, like they
saw this once when I was a rookie.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff they're doing pertaining to this, they already look suspect. I don't think he shot it out outside the car, or they say they found the gun on the thing. So if Walker had gun residue on his hand, then it's all downhill. I agree with you. But
he said if he doesn't have gun residue on his hand, yeah, then that's another lie that the cops would have been caught in. So.
And he reached for his waist. So even if he reached for his waist, there's no way to pop him in the leg. I'm not saying, like, if he is guilty of what they say, why don't they ever pop you in the leg? You ever get shot in the leg, you're going down, unless you're the fucking Hulk. But they see us as the Hulk. I mean, that's why you get to shoot us 60 times.
I also do, and this is a really a truly empathetic question, like because I'm not quite sure, but I wish I could know, like, really why Jayland felt the need to run. You know what I mean? Like, was it just a fear of cops? Were the cops behaving in some way during the traffic stop initially that made him think he was, they were gonna fucking kill him anyways, or what? You know what I mean? So, like, I really would like to know just more about maybe the initial encounter, because
Shut
the
up,
videos
nigger. Don't move, nigger. I'm gonna blow your fucking face off. Because there's video of cops saying that too. Not in this instance, but in general. So it makes young black men apprehensive, and sometimes they'll run even if they're not guilty of stuff. Remember the thing about people said when you're driving and you see those blue flashing lights, even if it's not for you, and you feel like, oh shit, they're gonna get me, even though I ain't do nothing. Yeah, people get apprehensive. So I think him running, yeah, that's bad. I agree.
But you know, maybe there's some other reason. I don't, because like it's already been stated that he had no record and he had never been in trouble before. You know, I don't know. Maybe he got nervous because he had a gun on him, and you know, felt they were going to kill him because of that. And I don't know. And you know, also it's just like it just doesn't make sense that he like fired a couple of shots out the car while chasing away. I mean, it's
but
just
like, what was cop? Woo!
I mean, the kid has never been in trouble. It hasn't
ever.
Yeah, like, and it could be just the anxiety of the moment, but like,
yeah,
man, you know, I really wish I had more insight as to like how he was initially approached, and
to my knowledge, the gun was legal.
Yeah, who knows what they said to him. I'm not fully convinced about the gun thing. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I need more confirmation on this story from other sources.
Well, he was unarmed.
His possession of a gun at all.
For the people that came on the feed about it, the person that came on the feed about it before, he was unarmed, motherfucker. He ain't had no gun. He went for his waist. Okay.
Yeah. And I can make assumptions about what the about what the Akron Police Department might be like. So
I know I know what they're like. They're a bunch of racist cunts. But the thing is, that many shots, and I'm not at 60 yet. I'm sure the first 20 took him down. So that means that he was on the ground and they were still trying to ventilate this man. They were absolutely like, there was no take him in, wound him, bring him in. It was ventilate this young black man because he's a threat or a perceived threat. We're always a perceived threat. So fuck you, cops, until you get your shit together. And until I see a bunch of videos of about 30 white boys getting ventilated that are unarmed, shut the fuck up. It is a white, black thing. It is a white cop, black youth, black, whatever thing. It's not he went for his gun. No. Because white dudes, I seen a video, a white dude chasing a fucking cop around who had a gun with a machete. And he's like trying to talk him down.
Yeah. I also heard that just like Ronald's saying, and they put him in cuffs to make him bleed out. He also, according to the coroner, arrived at the coroner's office in handcuffs. I mean, this nigga is shot 60 times and they took him to the coroner's in handcuffs. Dog, the coroner's office is only for dead people.
So
and the people who work with dead people.
It ain't like the coroner's like, oh shit, he's moving. No, none of that. The bottom line is they treat us like animals and then they surprise we act animalistic back to them. And I just feel like you handcuffing a corpse, you're handcuffing somebody who shot 60 times. He's not made of adamantium. What were you thinking, cops? So obviously we're thinking he's not a human being. He's not like they literally soft puff white people that do heinous shit. Yes, soft puff. That means where like this one, and this is true. This dude cut his girlfriend's head off. Wait a minute. Wait for it. He cut his girlfriend's head off. They know it was him. He fucking said it was him. He cuts his girlfriend's head off, shoots her mother. Luckily, her mother survives. Okay. Which it's stunning because she was 73. Oh. And she takes a bullet to the chest, survives. And then he kills the neighbor for disrupting or interrupting him. The cop, I seen the fucking video. When I say that they walked him out like he was made of fucking crystal glass, they just walked him generally to the, and they're talking to each other. You can hear them talking to each other. He cut, you know how hard it is to cut a motherfucker's head off? He cut his girlfriend's head off and shot her mother and killed the neighbor. And I'm going to just give you now, Pedro, I want you to take a shot at it. What do you think the race was of the guy, the guy? Come on, man.
I'm never really good at these games.
All right.
Yeah, no, we know what it is. Damani Jones says it's procedure to put handcuffs on after they shot the shit out of someone. Cops did that. Did my partner like that? But and I hear that, I've seen that all the time. But all the way to the coroner?
Yeah.
Like to the hospital, okay. But to the coroner? Nah, that's egregious. So yeah, and shout out to Miss Adverb. She was running through a list of names of all the people who did not have guns, who were also killed by the cops. Breonna, Elijah McClain. So unfortunately, Jayland Walker joins a growing list that will not be the last.
They choke us out for selling cigarettes. They feel like he's big. He's a big black man, so we gotta. There was one person that were in a helicopter. The cops were like, he's big, like a gorilla.
Yeah.
And then the guy literally comes out with his hands up, and the cop drops him anyway. So I want to know what's wrong with cops. Y'all can't handle police. If you want to be a police officer, you're gonna run into black folks. Why do you feel like you have to go like RoboCop on us? Why do you feel like you have to go full blast on us? Pedro's walking down the street. He happens to he might like crumpets. Crumpets are tasty. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. I've had a crumpet, and crumpets are delicious. Awesome. You're walking down the street with a crumpet. He says, it looks like you got a gun. And then I gotta call Pedro's mom and say he died over a crumpet. It's fucked up that we live in I worry about my son all the time. He's 24 years old. They might think, he's doing something. Even if he acts the most, what they say, well, if you just listen, if you just be passive, if you just do that, it doesn't seem.
Sometimes that doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all. So Savage AF is here to tell you this is some fuckery shit. And we're going to move on to the next thing. But I'm going to do this earlier than later because I always do that at the end. I'm going to do it now. Make sure you check us out on all social media platforms. Make sure you follow us. Forgot to do this earlier. Going to make sure you know it now. Make sure you follow on the IG a young man who likes to have dump trucks. Black Pedro. Black Pedro. Make sure you follow Black Pedro and make sure that there's no white woman hanging outside his window waiting to live there. Also,
she set up a tent in my driveway.
You're going to be together. We're going to be together, Pedro. You're not going to leave me. That's what she was thinking. And also follow @comedian Shang on the goddamn IG. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you check it out. And once you subscribe to the channel, don't forget the one key element that gives you reminders of what you're supposed to do when you subscribe. Bring the motherfucking bell.
Bling, bling, bling.
Bling, bling, bling. And I think we got a Pedro popping up soon.
Well, we're gonna combo the pop-in with the Shangry today and make it one big old thing. So first I'm gonna hit you with a little something like this.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Combined with a little bit of this.
Boom.
So in combination, I think essentially Shang and I were both on this
same
vibe
shit
of talking about the white male vigilante. According to Shang, y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here.
From
the great poet DMX. Sorry, I got
Yeah.
distracted over there. But DMX, yes. So the American vigilante who tends to nowadays be a white man. But I was watching this show. For me, I was watching this show. Well, in addition to what's actually going on in the world, I was watching this new show on I think it's on Prime with Chris Pratt, The Terminal List.
Yes.
And it's a Navy SEAL dude who units betrayed, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it, but they killed his wife and daughter, and he's got some PTSD issues and concussion issues that he's trying to get it. But this motherfucker is just out running around. And you think about all these stories of like Taken and everything else of just like white men going above the law and being the hero for it. You know what I mean? And like being some rough and tough rowdy cowboy that's
right.
Can go out and solve the problems that the cops are dirty and they just don't want to. Well, we know the cops are dirty, motherfucker. We've been trying to tell you. It took killing your wife and daughter for you to figure that out.
But this is the wild part. Every fucking script like that, you hear, "Gonna kill them. We're gonna kill them all." Man. You can't write nothing else more creative. Gonna kill some of them, then we're gonna wound some of them. Nah, fuck it. We're gonna kill them all. That's the reason I watched the show. But they do. He does some shit that I go, really? Seriously?
Miss Adverb, stay focused and quit trying to psychoanalyze me. And yeah, being a single father is hard when I got bum moms like you who will not pay for the child.
Hey.
And I will not have this child brought into the world.
You two stop arguing or I'll turn this school bus around. And
speaking of vigilantes out there,
but
she's just bucking the whole court system. But yeah.
But they have a tendency to, like the Rittenhouse, where they get glorified from the right wing. They get glorified. They get deals. Rittenhouse just got a deal. Did you know that?
From who?
From the Republican Party.
Oh Lord!
I
told you he's gonna be a senator or something.
You were absolutely right. He's got a spokesperson deal. And this is another situation of an American vigilante, because there's no other reason you could say he didn't even live in that fucking county. He came to that county. He came there to want to shoot people. I don't give a fuck what you say. And him getting off, Rittenhouse getting off, is an example of American vigilantism.
Yeah, man.
If you're white.
But even just this, like with this dude at the 4th of July, it's like in Illinois, it's this idea that the world isn't being fair to me, and I'm gonna get my justice my way. It's like, bro, what really makes you think you can do this movie shit? Like, go somewhere with a gun and just actually start shooting people. It's like, in addition to various psychoses or whatever, I think it's so ingrained in our culture, specifically, white man coming to save the day with a gun. Right. It's more good guys with guns, that kind of ideology that they're actually preaching out there. And then it's so obvious that none of those good guys with guns are ever there when the bad guy with the gun shows up. That's how Cobra always ends up surprising the fuck out of G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
You're like, they built a base under our base. Nobody checked the basement.
Nobody ever
went.
That's why I want to even. So the one G.I. Joe said the other G.I. Joe like. So nobody checked the basement. Nobody.
I thought you
was gonna check it. I didn't check it, so I didn't know Cobra Commander was down there. That's some bullshit. And but people say video game deal. Maybe I think that's part of it, because in a lot of video games, you're raping bitches. Well, I make it sound worse by saying bitches. You're raping women. I apologize. I talk a little rough sometimes because it's a rough life. No, but I'm saying you think there's videos where, Grand Theft Auto, you literally are driving around shooting motherfuckers, raping women in vans, stealing cars. So maybe some kids are susceptible to that and might go a little fucking bonkers. But most kids in other countries aren't doing that. So what's that tell you about America?
Or if they do go bonkers, they can't get a gun. And we can't seem to keep the bonker motherfuckers from getting guns. And it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Serious Jess, he says, I wonder why Rittenhouse hasn't been sued for wrongful death yet. Yeah, I guess the families could, each individual families of the victims could Well, he killed 2 and maimed 1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he killed. And the one guy that was maimed can't use his arm anymore ever.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's okay. I'm gonna tell you what the Shangri combined with the black paper popping. I think it's a gun like society. I mean, I think we.
But even that image there, like it's rare though that you see these stories of like women going on these shooting sprees. It's like we've been saying, mostly white men, right? So for this one group to be picking up on this message, and they're the only ones in society who are like, yeah, I'm a Rambo this shit. I think it's time we start like racially profiling white guys. It's like
Absolutely.
if boys in the hood got y'all shooting us over hoodies and shit, then we need to be checking all.
Well, I'm gonna
white
tell you
dudes.
the problem.
You
The
good?
problem
You
is
good?
cops are part of them. If you look at the cops are part of them. They
Yeah.
let them walk around and play war without checking them. Why are you walking around letting them play war? You obviously see they're about that life and they're trying to get some shit started, and you just let it happen. Whereas, and you stop me if I walk into, sir, is there something you want to buy here in this store? Motherfucker, like really, bitch? You stop me and follow me around the store, and I'm literally here. Number one, how bad do you think I'm doing? I'm at Ross. Yeah, chill with that shit, fake fucking cop. But the bottom line is these motherfuckers walk around ready to pop off. And you don't say nothing to them. But a black kid in a car on a traffic stop got to get shot 60 times. These motherfuckers go home after starting shit. Because they're insecure pieces of shit bitches. And now flat out. Okay, this is Maya, because it's a patriarchal society. You see women as what?
I think okay, because it's a patriarchal society that sees women and OOC as second-class citizens with little to no rights. I think she means POC, people of color.
Right.
She meant to go POC. I got you. But a white patriarchal society, not just patriarchal, Maya, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that, that's what we're dealing with. And obviously I don't mean every white man is this, but there's this segment. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I was thinking about it earlier. Like, I wonder how many of these motherfuckers like want to do this shit. Like, want to go out in the streets and actually shoot motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Some of them, don't do it. But I wonder how many ideate about that. It's gotta be anywhere from 500,000 to 1 million or so. I would think of just like,
I mean, because
these young white boys that really want. I don't know if I'm.
How many Asians just said, fuck it, let's go.
Everybody's had their killers or whatever. Like the mass shooter in Uvalde was not white. The DC sniper from 25 years ago was not white.
But you emphasized that's also like serial years ago.
Yeah, and that's like serial killer versus mass shooter, I think.
Yeah.
It could be wrong, but for the most part, we know who's doing this. We know why. So it's about stopping it. And for all the things that they've tried to stop us from doing and crime and all of this stuff, it's time to start profiling these white guys. Because if you see this motherfucker's face, if he walked into a gun store, there's no responsible gun owner that should just be like, here, take this. Like, this kid obviously looked a little off, man. If you gonna judge a book by its cover, do it at the gun shop, bro.
If you see somebody doing this, hey, you guys got guns? You got guns. Because I want a gun. I just want a gun. Can I have a gun? Got bullets?
No,
got bullets?
I'm not lying. One time at a gun shop, I was purchasing stuff, and this black dude was just sitting in the corner by himself, and he was just like, I'm ready, dog. Ready. Got my AR, got my 45. I'm ready, dog. And I was just like, y'all niggas about to sell him a gun? Wait. I was like, what the fuck is this, dog? Oh man,
y'all shouldn't sell this motherfucking marshmallows.
Like this nigga.
Yeah.
Get him soft cookies only, because them crispy ones, he gonna fuck somebody.
He gonna cut somebody's throat with those Krispies. But no, I'm not saying that black people aren't crazy. Because I'm on a show with one.
Hey, what?
But But no, I'm just saying. I'm talking about. I was talking about.
Yeah, mental illness has no racial
It
boundaries.
doesn't have to. But for some reason, there has been statistically proven that most mass shooters, most people who feel like I'm gonna take the fucking law into my own hands, bro. That go and like I'm gonna go and shoot up this fucking people because they killed my son. Whereas the only thing we can do is possibly maybe sue them. And that one black lawyer that is on every fucking time there's a wrongful death. What's his name? The dark skinned brother, head like a milk dud. That motherfucker always is there when somebody gets a black person gets shot.
Oh, you talking about Benjamin Crump?
Yeah, that
The
Crump
attorney?
get. Yeah,
I'm like,
Crump.
man, he on everybody's case.
That motherfucker, yeah, and I agree with Ronell. Fuck Crump, but
Yeah, I'm like, he's taking a lot
kind
of
of
cases.
he's kind of a dick. But the bottom line is, if you look at the situation, it has statistically proven. Do the police look at statistics? Do they look at white males are the ones that are causing most of this? Do they look at white males are the ones that are buying these ARs and shooting up places? Going all the way back to Denver with the Dark Knight situation. If you go to Dylan Roof, if you go to, these are all white males that decide that I'm going to fix the country and I'm going to shoot who I want. And then you look at the one that drove in Texas. He wasn't Latino. He drove to El Paso and shot up. I believe it was.
Yeah, that was different yet.
Was it
That's
Walmart?
Walmart, yeah.
Walmart, right. And they said he was targeting. And then there was another situation where the guy was in Milwaukee where he saw a white person. And they were behind the counter, and he said, "Oh, my bad, bro," and kept going to shoot people. So they know what they're doing.
Yeah, that was Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo. I'm sorry, wasn't Milwaukee, because there's so many that you get mixed up. There's so many of them. So I'm saying they know what they're doing. Some of them I don't think are crazy. I think that they're. Now I think they're bitches. They're bitch ass people that can't handle no pressure of life. And if I looked at all the, especially even some of the shit I'm dealing with now, if I looked at all the rejection I dealt with and all of the fucking frustration I have and all of the racism I've dealt with, because I'm older than Pedro, and I was around when we had wooden mics and we had to do our show with a can and then have a string to each person in the audience, and then you tell your joke and they'd be, oh God, that was funny.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
so yeah, the El Paso shooter was a student out of school that I worked at. Wow, Nicole H.
What you teaching these kids out here, girl? No, I'm just fucking with you.
Wow.
Sirius just asked if did they sell him the gun in reference, because I was like, if you see this kid, there's no way you should have said. They sold him 5 guns. He went to various different shops, but he had 5 guns this 4th of July kid. So
they were talking about the brother that was sitting there nodding his head like, I'm so ready, bro.
Oh, you mean that dude? Oh, well, the way he was mumbling, he said he already had shit. You know what I mean? So somebody had sold him a gun. I got the hell up out of there.
I'm going next time I go to Redstone. I'm gonna walk in. Who wants to kill some people? And they go, what?
I definitely need a gun.
Yeah, definitely.
I need a gun today, man. I need a gun. But how do I get one today?
Okay, look. Okay, it takes an hour to drive to my ex's house.
Yeah, I want to leave in about 30. Can we get this done?
So if I get the gun in the next 20 minutes, I can make it there in time. What you think? And they go, sir, I don't think you can get a gun. You gonna give me a gun, motherfucker. Anytime you got people like that, you got to be careful. But we don't, with white people that come in, literally, they come in with a dead fucking bunny in their teeth. And they just walk in like, yeah, you sell guns? And then we go, what do you like? I mean, I just watched some show where the people came in and they wanted to, it's called Barry on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And the guy was lying, telling them, hey, this person killed your mother, killed your father, which he actually did. And then you see them saying, I don't know what kind of gun we can get. I could go get this guy. They're literally having a conversation in front of the guy that's selling the gun about going to shoot people. And the guy goes, so what do you need?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Wow. We got a lot of comments.
Shane, were you one of the Soggy Bottom boys from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
You know what? You better watch yourself. serious jest. You might be right. You might be right. Let me see. We got a lot of comments.
man,
We're gonna wrap up soon, but
yeah, I gotta bounce, man. But two cases we'll keep our eye on. Well, you know, the 4th of July thing, it's like, you know, that's open and closed as far as we're concerned as a community. White people, you need to start checking your white guys, all of them. Okay, you know, check with your strong friends or the quiet ones. Watch the motherfucker. They always say it's the quiet ones you gotta watch. Ha ha ha. Well, guess what this kid was, the quiet one. But in terms of Jayland Walker, that's a case we'll keep our eye on, and hopefully, you know, more and more true facts will keep coming up.
Absolutely. And make sure that if black people start checking more black people that are causing black shootings in our neighborhoods too. So I'm not saying I want white people to definitely check themselves, but we need to tell black people, check yourself before you wreck yourself.
We got to stick together, man.
Yeah, I am going to talk to more younger brothers like, yo, man, really need that, bro? And I think sometimes they listen to us and sometimes they don't.
Shane gonna be like, those are for white people, man. Only.
I ain't trying to stop shootings. I'm just trying to stop shootings here.
Redirect them, yeah. Aim your gun over here.
Yeah, man. Hey, the crack is the one that's keeping you down, not Jamal. Jamal didn't do shit to you. Okay? But you know who did? Chad. Chad did something to you. So make sure you that's why I hate fucking niggas that act like thug out. They thug out with other black people and act all hard. And then somebody white walk around and they're like, hey guys, what's going on? They act real nice. Y'all got bitch in y'all chest too, bitches. Y'all wear, you know what y'all wash with? Bitch soap.
Hey yo. All right, y'all. That's your show for today. Savage AF, man. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. Black Pedro, comedian Shane. We'll be back here tomorrow, 3 p.m.
We'll be here tomorrow, and then I'll let you know about some of the shows before we go. Let me say it real quick. July 21st, we're going to be at the Ontario Improv in Ontario, California, the Improvisation Comedy Club. We got one show, one night, special night. But if you're a fan of the show, you get free passes to the show. Just inbox at Black Pedro on IG Instagram, or at Comedian Shang on IG, and we'll get you free passes. Make sure you include your email so we can send you a confirmation. But yes, make sure you come check us out live. Myself, Black Pedro, Sandy Brown will be hosting, and we got Jason Rogers on the show. So make sure you check out the show. I will. In fact, I should have posted it. I didn't post it. I will post it tomorrow.
That's what it is, y'all. Savage AF will be back at you tomorrow, man. Until then, keep your finger out your nose,
and also keep your head on.
The cops will shoot you for that. So,
you know, because when you're at the Top Gun, you're in the danger zone.
Take a ride
into the danger zone. Yeah,
I love this song, man.